Assalamu alaikum. How are you, students? But as I told you earlier about there won't be any live session on Thursday, so I am uploading the recorded session for you people. Please go through it. Today we are going to start off with the new chapter. Yesterday in our chapter we completed our parts of speech and hopefully all of those were clear. Today I'm going to start off with a new chapter, that is chapter number 2 of your textbook. Chapter name is patriotism. What do we mean by patriotism? Patriotism means that the love for your motherland. That how much do you love your motherland? Or so what comes to your mind after reading the word patriotism? It doesn't only mean that we should sacrifice our lives for the love of our country, or we should go to the borders and fight a war, then we will be patriotic. No, there are a number of other things we can do we can do for being patriotic. We should follow the rules. We should keep our country clean. So all these small things can make us patriotic as well. Whatever little act of kindness, whatever little act we will do for the betterment of our country is the part of patriotism. So we can be patriotic in many ways. There are many ways of being patriotic. It doesn't only mean that we need to go to the borders and fight for the country and then we can get the title of being patriotic. It isn't necessary. Okay, let's start up with the chapter reading of the chapter. Patriotism means love for the motherland or devotion to one's country. Patriotism means love for the motherland or devotion to one's country. A patriot loves his country and is willing to sacrifice when the need arises. The word patriot comes from the Latin word patriota, which means countryman. It is considered a commendable quality. So, what do we mean by patriotism? Patriotism means love for the motherland or devotion to one's country. Love for the motherland, that we should love the country, we should love the motherland in which we are living, and we should be devoted to our country. Devoted to our country means that whatever we do for our country, we should do it with devotion. We should do it with devotion. A patriot loves his country and is always willing to sacrifice when the need arises. A patriot loves his country in all the aspects. And when there is a need, then he should be ready to sacrifice his life. The word patriota comes from the patriotism comes from the Latin word patriota. As you know, the Latin is the oldest language. So many of the words of English language, they are derived from the same language. Same is the case with the word patriot. It comes from the Latin word patriota, which means countrymen. Countrymen, that the people of one country, people of a country. It is considered a commendable quality. It is considered an appreciable quality. If a person is patriotic, it is a very good quality of that person. And the people living in a country should possess this quality. Patriotism gives people the strength and courage to safeguard the interests of the country and nation. For a patriot, the sovereignty, integrity, and honor of the country are the supreme values on which no compromise can be made. Patriots render sacrifice for the preservation and protection of these values. What can a patriotic person do? It gives people strength If a person loves his country by the core of his heart, it gives the people the strength to safeguard the interest of the country and nation. It doesn't only mean that we are going to save the borders of the country. We need to safeguard the interests of the country. That our country should be among the good countries. We should not bring bad name to our country. For a patriotic person, a person who loves his country, the sovereignty, integrity, means the supreme powers, and integrity, respect, and honor of the country are the supreme values. A person always try to defend, always try to save, always try to safeguard the honor and integrity of the country. He should not, the patriotic person can never do such acts that bring bad name to his country. On which no compromise can be made. A patriotic person can never make a compromise on any such quality, on any such thing which brings the bad name to the country. Patriot render sacrifice for the preservation and protection of all these values. Again, the same thing that whenever there is a need, whenever the need arises, the patriot can render sacrifices, any type of sacrifice for his country, for the well-being of his country. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was a nation builder and a great patriot. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was a great patriot, and this was the quality which made him work for the separate nation, work for the Muslim nation for a separate homeland. This is just because of his patriotic quality. He wanted to protect the values, culture, and traditions of the Muslims of subcontinent. He gave the Muslims a sense of identity by securing a separate homeland for them. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he always tried to protect the values, culture of the Muslims. He wanted to protect the values, culture, and traditions. He gave Muslims a sense of identity. Initially, Muslims were leading their lives below the level of humanity. But afterwards, it was Quaid-e-Azam who gave Muslims the meaning of their lives, who gave Muslims their identity by providing them with separate homeland. He said, we must develop a sense of patriotism which galvanizes us all into one united and strong nation. Quaid-e-Azam said, it's a quote of Quaid-e-Azam. Sorry, but the sharing has stopped. Wait for a while. That we must develop a sense of patriotism among ourselves. All of us should have the sense of patriotism which galvanizes us all, to unite us all into one united nation. And then we can be a strong nation. If we're not going to be united, if we're not going to be patriotic, we will never be strong. The spirit of patriotism make us stay alert in case of foreign invasion. In the history of Pakistan, there are many instances when people laid down their lives for the defense of the country. It is only the spirit of patriotism which makes us alert in the wake of foreign invasion. Whenever there are foreign invasions, whenever there is a time of war, it is only patriotism, spirit of patriotism, which make us alert to serve our country. In the history of Pakistan, there are many instances that people laid down their lives for the defense of their country. If you see the war of 1965, the war of 1971, the Kargil war, there are a number of wars in which Pakistani soldiers and the people, even the laymen, laid down their lives for the protection of their country. In the wars of 1965, 1971, and the Kargil war, many brave soldiers gave their lives in an attempt to protect the homeland. There were many brave soldiers who protected their country because of their spirit of patriotism. Captain Muhammad Sarwar, Major Tufail Muhammad, Major Aziz Bhatti, Pilot Officer Rashid Minhas, Major Muhammad Akram, Major Shabir Sharif, Sawar Muhammad Hussain, Lance Naik Muhammad Mehfooz, Captain Colonel Sher Khan, and Havaldar Lalit Jar all embraced martyrdom while fighting bravely for their motherland. These are very few people whose names are given over here because they are the people who fought bravely for their nation, for their motherland, and they were awarded the highest military award, that was Nishane-e-Haider. But there were many other soldiers who laid down their lives. They were given different titles as well. We have Tamgha Jurrat, Tamgha Imtiaz, a number of different military titles. But these few were the bravest people who were given the highest military award for their bravery, for laying down their lives for the country, for their country and their motherland. Now, what you have to do is one task that you need to do is that you need to write. This is your home task. Note it down, students, that you need to write the story of any of these Nishane-e-Haider holders. Find out the story, browse on internet, read out from somewhere, and write down the story of any of these Nishane-e-Haider holders in your own words. In the next live session, I will ask anyone to read out the story in the live session. So you have to write it on any one of the Nishane-e-Haider holders. Got it, everyone? So I think that's enough for today. The remaining chapter we'll do in the next lesson, inshallah. Till then, take care of yourself, students. Do attend the lecture. If you find anything that could be difficult to understand, you can comment in the chat, comment on GC. I will reply to your comments. Take care of yourselves till then, Allah Hafiz.